So wow, guys, I don't know how many of you are following the Twitch chat over for Nintendo right now, which I've got up specifically to know when the event starts and when to start my own thing. There's just 100 billion people saying really, really dumb things. It's almost like it's Twitch chat, and I know this is a weird thing to say, especially since most of the people who are going to hear this are probably going to be hearing this on YouTube. But I just wanted to say thank you to all of you for not being Twitch chat. You guys are awesome, and I much prefer your guys' chat to Twitch chat. So, just wanted to get that out there. You guys are amazing. Now, I am kind of babysitting at the moment, sorta, not really. So, if I have to get up and down periodically over the next two events, that's why. So, I apparently don't have any viewers yet. Am I live? No, I'm live. There we go. There's Jaywalk. Hey, Jaywalk. Oh, I saw it, Jaywalk. I was in the middle of the movie theater. And I leave my phone on buzz when I'm in the movies, just in case it's an emergency. And I got like 4 or 5 texts. Actually, I guess it was more like 3. Now that I'm thinking about it. 3 texts from people who were like, hey, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Um, yeah. Everyone is red, apparently. That's very weird that it's showing everyone up as red over there. Oh well. Shrug. Doing a brand new thing, guys. We're actually having our chat, not Twitch chat, but real chat, up for the E3 thing. Is that for a shocker? I'll look at this in a minute. This is just bills. So hi everyone. Hi Flair. Flair Knight, I haven't seen you in a while. Hey Lava, hey Schmeidolf, hey Giacomo, hey Lilu, hey Illyria, hey Snow, hey Jaywalk. Shoutouts. I'm actually a little surprised they don't have anything going. That everyone else had like just here's the auditorium stream going, but Nintendo has not, which is funny. Nintendo E3 conference, of course. As always, I like to start with predictions. My predictions are that there will be lots of gameplay, and that's my only prediction. Whatever they show, it will be gameplay, and therefore I will automatically be more inclined towards it. Make of it what you will. Hey, Noel. Wait, did I screw up my... Hang on. Let me fix my title thing here. You're right, it says Nintendo EA coverage. Whoops. Let's try that again. Nintendo E3 coverage. There we go. Not sure how I screwed that one up, but whatever. By the way, the E3 video should be visible again. For anybody who's curious, there's a section of the video, and I should have seen this coming, where they did something dumb. And it was dumb. It was dumb and stupid, where someone comes out and he's like... It was a big guy in a zombie costume, and they had Highway to the Danger Zone playing. And I just wanted to smack him because nobody really applauded. Nobody liked it. Nobody got into it, and it was dumb. And it led into like a way too long look at a game that nobody was really interested in the audience or amongst my viewers. And all of that led to me being copyright struck because, way to the stupid zone. That was... So that's why. For anybody who's curious why I got copyright struck. It wasn't anything to do with EA. It was just the damn song. Because music labels are the devil. Moving on. Hey, Baronessa. So anyways, yeah, that's what that was. And let's talk about mobile. God, that's the EA one is terrible. I sure hope they're streaming it on Twitch because they've got a big thing on their Twitch page. I'm staring at it right now to see when it goes live. Digital event. Come back to here for the digital event at 14 minutes from now. Big picture of Reggie. Yes, I've seen the Sony thing. I'd just like to say, first of all, weird thoughts about the... flipping you off with my foot. I was so pissed off. Weird thoughts about Last Guardian. I actually talked about this with Third last night. For those of you not aware, Third and I went to see Jurassic World last night. I plan to do like a mini rumination thing on it. I might actually just do a post in the forum, to be honest with you. But great movie though. Ah, okay, hang on. Hang on. We gotta switch things. We gotta switch things. There we go. Okay, we can close this now. So it's actually live right now. Anyways, what the hell was I saying? Oh, right. So, The Last Guardian, okay? Weird thoughts on that one because I was talking to Third about it. Like I said, Last Guardian, for those of you not aware, is like, Last Guardian is coming out, we're working on it. No, Last Guardian's canceled. No, we're actually working on it. No, it's canceled again. No, we're working. No, it's canceled. And this has been Last Guardian for like several years now. So the fact that they're saying they're working on it again and it's actually coming out, no, really this time, doesn't mean anything to me. When the game is actually playable and out and in a package that's purchasable, then I'll give a damn. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. You talking about Galaxy Quest, Baronessa? Either way, I'm glad you liked it. Hey, Marshy. Shoutouts. I'm glad you liked the ruminations. It's the lighting, Lulu. I'm just kind of living with it. Although this shouldn't be like this. This should be over here, like this. I'm not gonna be able to fix it, am I? Oh, I see the problem. Who moved this box over here? But this one I'm not going to be able to fix. The green screen doesn't like natural lighting, and I have windows everywhere, so I'm going to have to get used to this. I haven't said anything about FF7 yet. I'm going to. But not today. Not right now. This is the Nintendo thing. We're going to talk about Nintendo first. This is the Nintendo stuff. We're going to leave all the FF7 stuff there. Things I'm actually predicting for the Nintendo stream. No, Shiryu, I have no idea why they're... I really don't know why they're all red. I really have no idea what's up with that. I haven't changed any of the settings, so I will give you guys one teaser about my FF7 reactions. Net negative. That's all I'm going to say right now. That's all I'm going to say. So, moving on. Predictions. I'm really, really hoping we get to see stuff about the new Metroids and the new Star Foxes, which we know they're in development. I'm really, really hoping we get to see some stuff about more things they're doing port-wise. I'm pretty sure we're not going to see anything NX-wise, and that's fine. I'm also pretty sure we're not going to see anything about the new Zelda, so shrug. Trying to think what else. It would be nice to see them talk about Splatoon, as weird as that sounds. I would like to see some actual hard, concrete data on, what they're adding to the game in the future, that kind of a thing. Yeah. Let's just say, Jaywalk, I went over the trailer with a fine-tooth comb, and I didn't like what I saw, and that's really the best way to put that. I'll talk about it later, okay? Leave the FF7 questions for later. This is the Nintendo stuff. They're doing a Square Enix conference right after this one, and I'll be covering that one too, okay? So, we'll talk about that there. I guess that's really it for predictions. As weird as this sounds, I don't have that many predictions for the Nintendo thing. Bethesda knocked it out of the park. Microsoft was good. EA was pathetic. From what I've seen, Sony was all right. They had some ups and some downs. And Ubisoft was net positive, but not exactly fantastic. So far, the winner of E3 is definitely Bethesda, and not just because it's Fallout 4, because the fact that they had great presentation values, because they did the perfect style of marketing for that. And I'd like to pause in my discussion for a moment to say, hello, Alan Shepard. Welcome to the stream. Shoutouts. Hope you enjoy being here. Don't be a stranger. Feel free to talk and converse and tell me how stupid and horrible I am. And the thing I always tell new viewers is if I ignore a comment from you or a question from you, it's because I'm not ignoring it. It's because I'm distracted or because chat's going by too fast. So please don't think that I'm ignoring you. Okay? In response to Preacher, he asks, will this be better than EA? I'm pretty sure they could walk out on the stage and fling a dead squid onto the ground and then just walk off and it would be better than EA's presentation. That may sound like hyperbole, but as I was telling Third last night, EA's presentation was worse than bad. Because you got good, you got bad, and then you got, what the hell are you doing? Why are you on the stage? And that was EA's presentation. No energy, no charisma, no interest, no excitement, complete fake, false puppetry in everything except the Unraveled thing. I rewatched my own thing just to rewatch the Unraveled thing because I was showing Third last night. I'm talking about the Third. Oh, hang on. I'll be right back. But yeah, and I was talking to one of my roommates, who you guys have no idea who he is, and he was just to remain anonymous for the moment. I was talking to one of my roommates about what they did with Pele, and I was so pissed off I couldn't keep myself from ranting about it, because it's like, I like Pele, he's awesome, and I was applauding for him, and they're dragging him out like, hey, we bought some credit, buy our game. Here's Pele, buy our game. Anyways, so like I said, Nintendo could have a genuinely bad presentation, and it would still be better than EA's, because EA's was worse than bad. It was pathetic. It was lame. And yes, I'm using that term deliberately, rather than just trying to be like, it was lame. No, I mean, it was genuinely a lame presentation. It was terrible. I guess we could put the music up for this one. Because, unlike other things, I don't have to worry about copyright crap with Nintendo. God. Exactly, Repelli, exactly. It was just so transparently peh. Yes, I will be, Flipper. I will be playing KOTOR 2 with the restoration mod. I already got it installed and everything. And working, I already tested it. I'm saving all my FF7 comments for the next thing, by the way. In case anyone's wondering. Although one thing that I find funny is there were two Square Enix things at the Sony presentation. Makes me kind of wonder. Obviously the FF7 remake thing, but the other one is there's something called World of Final Fantasy. Who out there's genuinely hyped about World of Final Fantasy? It looks like a weird take on the Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced story, as weird as that sounds. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And, I don't know, it just looks like a well-made game, and of course it's not made by Square, so, good stuff there. The Battlefront thing. I wanted so hard to be hyped for Battlefront. I really did. I really wanted to be hyped for Battlefront. I just couldn't do it. I'm watching it, it's like, okay, this is cool, but... no. And yeah, I caught that, Giacomo. That shrug. The only Crystal Chronicles game I haven't liked is the very first one. The one on the GameCube, the original. And even that was just because of the carry the thing around crap. Oh, tell me about it, Tegrin. That would be awesome! Can you imagine going through that, and going through the Battle of Hoth in that? I would totally be on board with that. I'd be like, yeah, let's go, let's go, oh god, yeah. Seen, I don't know. It's actually been commented before that they've written themselves into a corner with Mario, because where can they go bigger than Galaxy, right? But there's also been another question. How do you innovate Mario again? If you think about it, they've innovated Mario quite a few times. It's usually been little steps. You know, okay, here's Mario. Okay, here's multiple characters Mario. Okay, here's Mario with power-ups. You know, Mario 3 is the first one that really added a real power-up system. I know that technical is one in Mario 1, but you get my point. Okay, here's Mario with, you know, Yoshi and the ability to fly and amazing level design. Here's Mario with 3D. And so I could keep going, but you get the point. Each game, there's been a little bit of iteration that is added to the formula. What do you add at this point that hasn't already been done? Now, I'm not saying there isn't stuff. It's just an interesting question. You know, it's the question I've asked myself several times. I'm in charge of the Mario franchise. What do I do next? And it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of ways you can go with that, and it's interesting. DDR Mario Mix 2. By the way, I am super hyped for Mario Maker. Like, more than I was. The fact that we actually get airships is really, really cool. Some of the stuff they were able to do at the level design at the World Championship was amazing. Really, really, really hyped for that, and I'm really looking forward to sharing levels with you guys, for those of you who are also interested in Mario Maker, and having some fun with that and that kind of thing. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Giacomo. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I liked the gimmick of Sunshine. I really did. Of course, I love Sunshine. I think Mario Sunshine is a great game. Yeah, I think that's a good idea, is to just add a new feature to the game, you know? Because some people, you know, some people think of the nozzle thing as just, but they forget that also added, you know, the rocket jump and the super dash sprint thing, and the ability to go, and the way you could interact with certain enemies with that. There was just some good stuff with the spray thing, and of course some really good level design in Mario Sunshine. Feature, that's a good word for that. I'm really hyped. They're a little bit late. Oh no, they're not. They're not late. They've got like 1 more minute left. I'm also, in a weird way, kind of hoping for some more Robot Chicken this year, if I'm honest. Oh!
Mr. Iwata? Mr. Iwata? Oh, wow. Yes, we're ready to start filming the Nintendo digital event for E3 2015.
Okay, thank you. I will head directly to the stage.
I'm actually a huge Muppets fan, and I've thought Jim Henson is like the awesome for many, many years, so...
Are you ready for the digital event?
Nintendo 62, Nintendo 63, Nintendo 64. My puppet body is ready.
That's pretty much what I like about Reggie in a nutshell. Total willingness to make fun of himself. Love him. Wow. I want a room like that. Can I get a room like that, guys? Can we make that happen?
Mr. Miyamoto?
Oh, yes.
Okay, ready whenever you are, gentlemen.
I just have to remember my words.
Star Fox. Calling it.
Look, look!
Okay, this is how you do a Star Fox announcement right here. This is awesome. And of course Reggie is Falcon. Or Falco. Of course he is. Look at his expression. That's great. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it. Why am I hyped for Nintendo despite not caring what games they're showing? Because Nintendo has really been good on being about fun lately.
Hey, Fox, do a barrel roll.
Yeah, come on, Fox. Do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
Barrel roll? I can do better than that. Check this out.
Entering Corneria's orbit. Switching to all range mode. Let's take the offensive. Do a barrel roll.
I live right by the Fushimi Inari Shrine. I've had a relation with this shrine since I was a child. Because of that, I felt that I was always protected, as if it's my guardian angel. When I was a child, there was a TV show about fighter planes called Thunderbirds. That inspired me to make a game that had cinematic elements, with each character having a distinct personality and their own drama. That would be reflected in the dialogue and appear in scenes like where a cool character and enemies would appear.
I'm here for a job, of course, and looks like I get to have a little fun.
When it came to talking about details regarding how to make the main characters look and feel, we talked about all sorts of types of people. But ever since I was in school, I drew comics with caricaturized humanoid animals, and decided that the characters in this game should be based off animals. I then talked about it with Imamura-san, the designer, and we thought about the fox image. Then I thought, let's try making a fox the main character.
We're entering Corneria City now.
When there's an arch, you want to go under it, right? That's the kind of game I wanted to make. Thinking about the shrine, this place is known for the row of arches. So we went with this idea to create a game where you would fly through different arches. Star Fox is a game where you use a control stick, like the one you'd find on a plane. When you fly a real plane, you need to pull back on the control stick to fly up, right? Similarly, you can use the gyro on the gamepad to look all around and feel.
So yeah, I've noticed there was a one level that looked very, very much like a level in Star Fox 64.
A real plane. It's really exciting.
So I'm not sure if this is a remake or what.
For Wii U, with its 2 screens, we experimented with gameplay with ideas before this iteration of Star Fox. There were 2 screens that each serves a specific purpose. For example, we've tested using one screen for a more cinematic view and the other for gameplay. The Wii U gamepad has a gyro, and it's a big reason we decided to make this game. It's a cockpit view, so it feels like you're in the cockpit like this. You can aim by moving the gamepad around. In the other Star Fox games, you play by controlling your plane in third person on one
By the way,
screen.
I'd just like to say that even if it is a remake, I'm probably buying this, because if it's fun, yes. But
By using
And there
two
are some levels
screens,
here that are
you
clearly
can see
not
yourself
from
flying in
64.
third person on the TV while shooting down at the enemies below
Or from
you
1.
from the cockpit view
But I
on
noticed,
the gamepad.
you notice the walker mode they keep
You
doing?
can
That's
be
very
really
reminiscent
immersed in
of the walker mode from
experience.
Star Fox
So
2.
that's
Anyone
something I
remember
hope
that?
people can check out.
Anyone actually played Star Fox 2?
On the
Because they had that whole
Nintendo
walker
64
mode
system, you
thing
had
in
to
that.
use a lot of buttons. But now, with the Wii U gamepad, you can use 2 sticks to do things like speed up and flip around. There's only 1 button to fire all the different weapons. So there are 4 buttons left, and with that, we thought, why not use these buttons to make the R-Wing transform? And let's use 1 button to do flips, and the
Later,
other
Sean.
for a U-turn. The R-Wing transforming into a walker, that was in Star Fox 2. But since that game didn't make it out, I'm glad we were able to have it appear. The R-Wing transformation mechanic actually looks like it and makes a lot of sense. There's the Landmaster, and also the Gyro Wing, which adds a lot of breadth to gameplay. With it, you can perform a lot of tasks as Fox. You can also play different stages with other vehicles too. So I hope you'll have fun trying out courses with different vehicles even after you clear the game. We've rebuilt the game using ideas from the past, but it's not a Part 4 or Part 5. It's not a remake either, so we named it Star Fox Zero this time. The subtitle Zero was taken from how the kanji character looks in calligraphy. Star Fox is based off of the Japanese culture that inspired me, so I wanted people around the world to see this cool kanji character in the logo. When I saw it, it reminded me of a foxtail. We wrote the character with a brush and added the logo. It looks cool.
Okay, interesting. Lots of amiibos. Making fun of us here.
Hi, and welcome to Nintendo's digital event for E3 2015. I'm Reggie Fils-Aimé, president of Nintendo of
He's
America.
doing the hand thing. He's doing the hand
began
thing.
today having a little fun, imagining ourselves as characters in the Star Fox universe. But that opening was more than just fun. It also represents a theme you're going to encounter consistently throughout Nintendo's experience for E3. That theme is transformation. Recently, Mr. Iwata has made several announcements on how Nintendo itself is being transformed, with expansion to Universal theme parks, mobile devices, and our new dedicated game platform, codenamed NX, which we'll tell you more about in 2016. Today, our purpose is more immediate, to focus on the transformations you'll be enjoying right inside your Nintendo gameplay in the coming months. If there's a secret to the longevity of Nintendo franchises, it is transformation. We never let them stand still. There always has to be
Some would
something
argue
new,
that.
something compelling. And that even applies to the game Super Mario Bros., which is celebrating its 30th anniversary in 2015. To say he's been transformed over the years is obvious, but along the way, he's also transformed gaming, from establishing the platforming genre on the NES to the 3D world of Super Mario 64. Later this year, Super Mario Maker will take the next step by turning the essence of game creation over to you, our fans. Now, players will become creators as you build your own Mario levels that can be shared globally with friends. And who knows, maybe even I'll be playing, and of course beating, your latest creation. Finally, nothing in our history has transformed our franchises quite like Amiibo. And as you'll find out this week, there are more new Amiibo on the way and more games for them to inhabit. In fact, right now, let's see how Amiibo are about to show up in a totally unexpected way.
So at this year's Nintendo digital event, the team put me right to work. So I'm pleased to be here with Karthik Bala from the Vicarious Vision studio at Activision. And Karthik, we've got some great news to share.
Yeah, so the hallmark of the Skylanders franchise has always been deliver brand new innovation and the highest quality game experience. For the first time, we're bringing a whole new toy category to life. We're bringing vehicles to life this year with our new game, Skylanders Superchargers, and really blending it to this epic vehicle adventure.
But there's more to it, right?
We've got 2 unexpected guest stars. So introducing turbocharged Donkey Kong and his vehicle, the Barrel Blaster. We also have Bowser. This is Hammer Slam Bowser, and his vehicle, the Clown Cruiser.
Bowser is always my favorite. I don't know why people say that I look like Bowser and at times act like Bowser. As you're playing as these figures, as you have the various vehicles, what happens?
So they have complete move sets and upgrade trees of powers and abilities, some of which are natural, things that you would expect, like Donkey Kong throwing barrels and Bowser slamming down his hammer, but also really unexpected moves that harken back to elements of lore within the 30 years of history of these characters.
What else can these figures do?
If you put the figure on a Skylanders portal, they act as a Skylander, but you can twist the base and switch it to Amiibo, and it can be used as an Amiibo in another Nintendo game.
So again, these characters, these vehicles, only playable on Nintendo. So as you go through this collaboration with Nintendo, a company that is very protective of its franchises, that always likes to have total control, what was that like in terms of working with us to bring these fabulous experiences to life?
We're such big Nintendo fanboys, and I think we may have been a little too cautious at first. We wanted to have a form of Bowser where he became really big, and we pitched the idea of using Giga Bowser, and this is when the Nintendo team said, no, do something different, something new, and we created Magma Bowser,
right.
Who's never been seen before, and his fire breath just becomes this insane flamethrower. We wanted to set the Koopa on fire, and they said use dry bones.
Right.
And so dry bones, and they said, well, here's all the material for dry bones, and it was just building on top of that, and we just didn't. We didn't think that we were going to get away with all of this stuff.
Karthik, thank you so much for sharing this information. And throughout the entire week, we're going to be sharing more and more information. You and your team are going to grace us at Nintendo Treehouse Live, and there's going to be a lot more information to share.
I'm super excited.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
I wonder what's next.
What did I just come back to? Other than a Link Between Worlds 4 Swords game. This doesn't look like a full Zelda game. Although some people would argue Four Swords Adventures is not, and I love Four Swords Adventures. Like, I really do. Four Swords Adventures is a really genuinely good game. I recommend it to everyone. Skylanders, okay, don't care. I guess I was wrong, guys. They're showing off Zelda. So, the one thing that really made Four Swords Adventures good, the GameCube one, was you could play it single player, and there was a button to switch between the characters. If this has that, sold. And it's a 3DS Zelda, so that's an automatic plus for me.
Hello, I'm Aonuma, the producer of Zelda. Today, I would like to talk about The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes, the latest Nintendo 3DS Zelda game. I have the game's director, Shikata, here to introduce it with me.
Hello. I wanted to focus on multiplayer and co-op. Multiplayer in past Zelda games was more competitive, much like a party game. Everyone would gather to play to see who would get the most rupees. This time, I wanted players to cooperatively enjoy more serious Legend of Zelda gameplay elements, like solving puzzles and going through dungeons.
The 3D visuals of A Link Between Worlds was a great feature, especially in terms of depth. So I wanted to incorporate that into the multiplayer. So that's why we came up with the totem mechanic. Co-op was fully realized with the totem mechanic.
So yeah, tell me if this is single player
mode.
mode.
Friends on your shoulders and reach higher places.
Because if it has single player mode,
Four-player totem was too tall.
If it's multiplayer only, then I'm probably not going to pick this up.
So we decided 3 was the better choice. For single player, there are supporting doll-like characters. There are 2 of them, and you can beat a level by switching between Link and these 2 dolls. The story starts in a kingdom that is just full of fashion-savvy people. Then, we find out something has happened, so the king is looking for a hero who could help. So different players are each claiming to be the hero, and so it begins. Using items to defeat enemies and conquering dungeons is a familiar staple from other Zelda games. So it should appeal to fans of the series. This time, there's also a fashion element, where you collect items to create new outfits with new abilities. By buying and equipping these different clothes, your abilities change. So the same courses will offer different experiences depending on what you wear.
I think playing with people in online
Watch the YouTube
multiplayer
survival.
where you can't see their
I get my thoughts
reactions is fun too. I hope people invite others to
Hey,
try
Boldorm.
out the game with them as well.
Yeah, sounds like it, Noel. Not exactly the first Zelda Gaiden game, and there's been some good Zelda
We frequently
Gaiden
hear
games
Mr.
over the days.
Aonuma yelling excitedly about the game.
I have the loudest voice on the team. Also for Nintendo 3DS, we have another new game. Last year, we had the Wii U version of Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, I figured this would be coming.
We're now developing a 3DS version.
The big
This
question on
game
everyone's mind is if this is
reimagining
a...
of the Wii U game.
Oh, well, that answers that
It will
immediately.
include all the DLC characters from that one. We are also adding additional characters and stages from The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker
Deutsch, it's fixed.
to expand the gameplay.
You can watch it now. You can play
Hyrule
as the
Warriors is
freaking
not like
king
the Zelda
of
games I
Hyrule.
create. It is an experience only Koei Tecmo can really bring to life. I hope you will enjoy Hyrule Warriors
Ask me
Legends,
later, Lamppost.
as well as The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes on Nintendo 3DS.
I gotta admit, the idea of a portable Hyrule Warriors does sound pretty good, but that makes me torn now which one I want to buy. The portable one or the Wii U one with the higher graphics fidelity. Only Nintendo could somehow manage to show off gameplay and cinematic stuff at the same time. Also, yes. And yes again. Absolutely.
Hey.
Okay, is this Xenoblade? No. Is this a Bionicle game? What? What? Are you... I don't know what to make of that. I told you guys that they were working on a 2D and a 3D Metroid game. That was mentioned last year. Apparently that's the 3D one. Metroid Co-op. I don't know what to make of that.
Destined to seek life beyond the shore, just out of reach. Yet the waters ever change, flowing like time. The path is yours to try.
You are my child now.
Now, once and for all, no more games. To the death.
Here I come. I'll show you.
See, again, this is becoming a thing. They show a cinematic or art or whatever, and then they show actual gameplay, and they like to bounce. You notice this Nintendo does this. They like to bounce between the two.
There is only one punishment. The sentence is death.
Try to be.
I still need to pick up the Awakening one, the one that came out on the 3DS. This looks like one on the Wii U, though. It didn't say.
Kill me if you want, but do it as yourself.
Okay. Are they... This can't be what I'm thinking it is. So what I miss? What is this? I'm kind of distracted right now. Of all times. What is this? I have no idea what this is. F.E. Bananas. That's all I'm so confused. Oh, Persona. Oh, I was right. There was a Persona thing there. I just didn't think it was the other way. Okay. Oh, this is X. I just like to say that I am hyped for this. I keep forgetting it exists, but every time I remember, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to play that. Now, prove your Nintendo and show us some gameplay. Come on. There you go! Good boy! Good boy! Now, okay, now show more gameplay. A little bit, come on. You don't need to spoon feed us. I mean, I'm already sold on this frickin' game. I just want to see gameplay to prove that I'm right. That's my only reasoning at this point. Ah, whatever. They showed like 8 seconds of gameplay. Whatever. December, apparently. Woo. And now who are we turning into? What? Animal Crossing. Okay. That's another game I actually want to pick up is the 3DS Animal Crossing. The one that's already out. So... Speaking of someone who is actually interested in Animal Crossing, all I gotta say is, what is this? Oh, they did? It did? Okay. Okay. Just remind... I guess that was just the release date thing then. By the way, I'm totally called the 7 thing. You remember I was talking about that yesterday, and I said I didn't want to talk about it? Just saying. You can go rewatch it if you don't believe me. I said it. Lighting effect added. No crappy crap. Is this in a oh my god, it's an Animal Crossing board game. Okay, probably not gonna buy that one. Although I could kind of see how there would be a market for those. I'm one of those weird people who thinks games don't have to be violent to be enjoyable. In fact, I've talked about that a lot with my mom of all people, with regards to... I am beyond hyped for this game, and I really want to get my Yoshi amiibo. Really, that's all I think I need to say about that.
Hi, I'm Emi Watanabe, and I work in software planning and development department at Nintendo. And I
have to stop streaming if this keeps up, Scene.
In making Nintendo games. I've worked on Kirby's Epic Yarn with the same developer, and I was in charge of designing Yoshi's Woolly World with Tezuka-san. Working with Tezuka-san is very inspirational. He is the leader of this project. At the same time, he has the perspectives of the player, so he has both elements, the leader and the player. At first, I decided to make some Yarn Yoshi just for
Seriously
fun.
though, I'm not just hyped about this game because it's cute and all that, although that is a factor, I'm not going to deny it, but what I've seen of the actual gameplay looks like genuinely good gameplay, which has always been a hallmark of the Yoshi series in general, so that's not really what I'd call a shock. Good level design and really fun gameplay, yeah,
anything that I can do in some way to help this game. I went home and got some yarn, and I decided to make my very first Yarn Yoshi. When I brought it back to the office, the smiles on the face of my colleagues really struck me. There was this proposal made at Nintendo saying that maybe for a game like this, a plushie amiibo would be more fun to have because it goes well with the vibe of the game. And when I heard that, I fell in love with that idea and decided to make more Yarn Yoshi prototypes. Yoshi himself is made of yarn. The shape of his body transforms into different shapes. So he turns into like a propeller.
One thing I really like that Nintendo's been doing really well lately is they've been simultaneously making stuff fun that someone my age can enjoy, but someone that, for example, the little one could enjoy. I could have her play this game that's on here right now and play with the actual little physical Yoshi amiibo, and it would be like, yeah, this would be awesome. And it's just a nice little thing. There's not actually that many companies that are trying that dual perspective as far as their target audience.
If you try to go for 100% completion. But also we wanted to have lots and lots of people enjoy the game, and those lots of people have different expectations on the difficulty of the game. And for us, what's so special about Yoshi games is that the difficulty level is all up to the player, because if you just want to have fun, you can just run through the levels. If you think you're a more advanced player, you can set the challenge a little higher by collecting lots of items, and that provides plenty of challenge in this game. We are very confident that the game provides both the challenge and the fun.
What she's saying right there is Yoshi's gameplay, the Yoshi series gameplay in a nutshell. By the way, co-op mode? Sold? Have I said that already? Give me the freaking game already! Hang on. I gotta.
To high areas so that the other Yoshi can reach that area. So you can do a little bit of a competition with your friend.
It's not working! It's not working!
Have an amiibo. And if you use it in Yoshi's Woolly World, then Yoshi's design turns into that amiibo character. So for example, if you have a Mario amiibo, you can get a Mario Yoshi, which is a Yoshi in Mario pattern, in Mario design. So if you have an amiibo at home, maybe you can have fun trying out different characters. In this game, when we turned Pucci into Yarn, he was really cute. So that's why we decided to have him again in this game. He barks when there's an important item around you. So he's a quite useful companion to have.
Again, I'm getting kind of that Little Big Planet vibe, but not in a bad way.
It's really fun to go back and revisit that level because there's always.
I've really been enjoying a lot of the level design I've been seeing so far, and this is all early stuff too. You can tell this is probably all World 1 stuff. That's what they usually do. They show off World 1 stuff, and then you get to later stuff. It's like, oh my god, they completely blow you away with it. So I'm, yeah, this is a day one purchase for me right here, full price.
Most of all, I want people to feel happy when playing this game.
October of this year, yeah. Level 5! Automatically interested. What the hell is this?
think you understand yokai a little better now?
Do your thing!
Summoning Charming!
What a miss. New Mario RPG. And I freaking missed it!
We've been working together for 30 years now. If there's 3 ideas presented to both of us, we pick
will it be a real Mario RPG? Or will it be like Sticker Star?
We made more and more side-scrolling games.
Because that's the question.
We had to create
It's no longer an automatic buy for me because of Sticker Star.
This became the basis of Super Mario Maker.
The tool got so good that the more we worked with it, the more we realized we could also turn it into something everyone could enjoy. With Super Mario Maker, anytime you make an edit, you can see the results right away. This instant feedback can really help your imagination run wild.
Back in the day, we had to create everything by hand. To design courses, we would actually draw them one at a time onto these sheets of graph paper. We'd then hand our drawings to the programmers, who would code them into a build. While digging up these old documents, we found this. It's very precious. When we first thought of the idea of Super Mario Brothers, we had a concept of land, air, and sea. See this old sketch of Mario throwing fireballs from a moving cloud? You can now do that in Super Mario Maker. You can even control where the cloud flies.
In the old days, when we needed to fix or change part of the course, it would get really messy if we tried to edit the original drawing. So we'd put this see-through paper on top to make edits.
A lot of things might look familiar, but you can combine various elements from the different games to create entirely new stuff. Like stacking different enemies on top of each other to make a huge tower, and then putting a bullet bill on top. You can even put things we've never placed underwater. Right, there are some enemies that don't normally appear underwater, like Goombas.
Those poor
When you
Goombas.
put one underwater in Super Mario Maker, it will swim like a small shrimp. Mario can even take on the appearance of other characters. Tap a compatible amiibo, like Wii Fit Trainer, and Mario can turn into Wii Fit Trainer when he gets a mystery mushroom.
Wow,
It's
really?
called Costume Mario. We have a lot of these planned.
Now, some people are like,
To
why do I
celebrate
care about
Super
this because of
Mario's
ROM
30th
hacks?
anniversary,
I can
we're
answer very
releasing
simply.
8-bit amiibo.
Ease of use and ease of
game is
sharing.
going to appear a
Because
bit
ROM
bigger.
hacks have existed
The
since frickin'
amiibo
forever,
itself
and there's some
is
really
pretty
good ones.
too,
Super Demo
to
World is
reflect the
probably my
effect of the
personal
game.
favorite. But the
There's
fact that
also a
this is
Super
going to be
Mario
so
Maker
widespread and
booklet.
so easy to
The booklet
use
has a
means we're
lot
going to
of
see a
sample
lot
courses.
more people
It's
having
really
the ability
fun
to
just
use it,
looking
a
at
lot
them,
more things that
as
you can
if this is what would happen
do with
if you
it. They're adding a
designed
lot
the
of
world
stuff
of
in this
Mario
too,
in
which is
real
really going to
life.
help flesh out the kind of stuff you can do with the courses, especially with some of the stuff I've seen. So that's why I'm actually interested in this, despite the fact that this is nothing new.
Making a course
If
I
anybody's
want
curious
to play,
of my thoughts on the matter.
which is usually like 2-1 or 2-2. Once that's done, we try to make it a little easier. So we move on to making 1-1. It's always like that. I may come across as a mean person by saying this, but in 1-1, there's a Goomba, which is clearly an enemy, but there's also a super mushroom, and you might run when you first see it. You run, but there's a block above, so you can't run. So if you jump, the ceiling is low, so you usually hit it.
What he's talking about is Game Design 101 right here.
You grow big.
Yeah.
It's a surprise.
It's how you're supposed to discover how the mushroom works.
There are stairs, but there are gaps. But the first gap has a floor, and the second one is the one you want to avoid because it's bottomless.
Yeah.
So it's a tutorial.
The
in a
level
sense.
design.
We put a lot of thought into
I've
those
talked about
types
this
of things.
before. The level
When playing
design
a
is
Mario
through the
game for
roof
first
good.
time, it's a challenge to run and jump
Considering,
at the same time.
nowadays someone
New
looks at these
players
games and they're like,
usually
oh, this is
fall into
totally
the
easy. I
first
get
pit
everything like
because
this.
they can't make the jump.
But
they learn
this was,
from it.
remember, this is a game they were
usually
trying to
fall into
sell
it
people
because
on
they
video
can't make it.
gaming in general. As in, when video
like
gaming was
game
still a
design
fairly
training
new
software.
thing, you know?
Try it if you want to get into game design.
So it makes a lot of sense that they would try to have this kind of tutorialization in the level design because people hadn't done this sort of thing
Anyone can
before.
become a good course
You know?
designer.
September!
Earlier I said that Nintendo's experience for E3 is all about transformation. And while we've given you a sneak peek of some of our games coming later in 2015, there's still much more to share. Next, Nintendo Treehouse Live at E3 begins. We'll kick off with Mr. Miyamoto and fellow developers flying through Star Fox Zero. And if you can't wait to get your hands on Super Mario Maker, the opportunity is right in front of you. On Wednesday from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturday from noon until 5 p.m. local time, you can walk into any of more than 100 Best Buy stores in the US and Canada and experience the game for yourself firsthand. You can find the details of all of our activities this week at e3.nintendo.com.
I know they've said
To
this before.
close,
Oh,
As anyone transforms, be it a person or a company, it's good to reflect on where you've been to help guide where you go next. Over the past 30 years, more than 1 billion people around the world have played a Nintendo game. And most of them have played as gaming's biggest star, Mario. From the music to the costumes to the characters, Super Mario isn't just Nintendo's mascot. There's a little piece of him and certainly memories of his adventures inside all of us.
by the way, I'd just like to say, Here's to 30 years of Mario. Who's with me, guys? Who's with me? Some thoughts here, because it looks like they're winding down. First of all, I love that Nintendo actually allows their games to be playable. That is an amazing, amazing thing. That is, I know it sounds kind of simple, but you guys have no idea how much of a logistical problem that is. I am amazed that they pulled that off. They did that last year, too. Yeah, this is the 30th anniversary, guys. 30 years. What the... Ah! Wow. I have to admit, Nintendo's presentation this year hasn't exactly wowed me. Not a lot of games I'm super excited for. A couple that I am, Yoshi's World, I'm super excited for. I'm really looking forward to the Mario Maker. I was really hoping for a few more interesting announcements, but then again, we do have that Four Swords thing. So that's pretty cool. That came out of nowhere. Did not expect a new Four Swords on the 3DS. I'm looking forward to that. But as someone pointed out in the chat, Nintendo's presentation here has been astonishingly low, just casual. You know, very laid back, very relaxed. And, I'm surprised by that, given how, you know, everyone else has been, like, trying for different energy. But you can't exactly say Nintendo won this year, because Bethesda won this year. And as I said before, it's better than EA, but that's not saying anything. Dead Squid. So yeah, this is just like last year's presentation, so that's very Nintendo, isn't it? It's just like last year's presentation. But that's not a bad thing. As long as they keep doing it well, it's still a good thing. That's my take on it. Just my opinion. Yes, Petey. Miyamoto's actually done a lot of music stuff for the best.
Visit LetSuperMario.com and help us celebrate his 30th anniversary by submitting your own Super Mario video. And do it for a good cause. With Nintendo making a donation
Survival, go watch
to
my
the
video about it.
nonprofit
I already
group
talked about it.
Operation Smile. Visit our
Long
site
story
for
short, I'm probably
details.
not buying it.
Let's have some fun, let's support a great cause, and let's Super Mario.
I doubt there's any more. This is probably it at this point. As was mentioned earlier, Nintendo doesn't really put a lot of effort or work into E3. They've got their own things. They've got the Nintendo Direct, which they do regularly. So there's that on top of that. Although showing off some of the amazing stuff you can do with Mario Maker is pretty cool here. This is the kind of stuff you can do with Mario Maker, by the way. So who out there, assuming the single-player thing is correct, as we said, who out there is actually going to pick up the new 3D, the new Four Swords game? And I am, if it's got the single-player as advertised.
Hello everyone, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto. Thank you for watching Nintendo Digital Event. 日本の皆さん遅くまでありがとうございます。今日のね、デジタルイベントの映像っていうのは、今年発売できるソフト、それから来年の早い時期に発売できるソフトに絞り込みました。
So our digital event today focused entirely on games that are launching in 2015 and early 2016.
で、去年 E3 で見せたゲームパッドを生かしたゲームとか、まだまだ開発続けてますので期待してくださいね。
And as we showed at E3 last year, we have many gamepad games for Wii U that we introduced there that are continuing in development, and we're still working on those.
とりあえず今はアミーボと、それからスプラトゥーンでこう狙う、スターボックスで遊ぶ、いろんなゲームを楽しんでください。
And so we've introduced games like that use Amiibo and games like Splatoon, and we've shown Star Fox for this year, and we've got more coming.
青沼さんがね来てないんですね、この回に。彼は今次のゲームを作るのに今一生懸命頑張ってます。僕も戻ってすぐ手伝う予定です。
And Aonuma-san is not here at E3, and that's because he is back at Nintendo, hard at work on his next game. And as soon as the show is over, I'm going to be going back to help him out with it as well.
で今からスターボックスゼロのね説明をするんですけど、僕が ゲームを遊ぶよりツリーハウスの皆さんがずっと上手なので皆さんにお任せします。
And so now what we're going to do is jump right into gameplay straight from Star Fox Zero. But I think maybe rather than having me play it, we should have our Nintendo Treehouse Live staff here play it, because they're probably going to be a lot better than I am.
ね、それから終わったら僕もう一つお話があるので戻ってきますけども、それから今日一日いろんなまたスターフォックスゼロの話とかしますから、寝ずに頑張ってみてくださいね。
But after they're done, I'm going to come right back because there's one more thing that I want to talk about, and so I think we'll take a look at that and then just kick off with Nintendo Treehouse Live.
See you soon. See you soon.
See you soon.
Okay, now I'm not going to be covering this because the Square Enix thing is supposed to be starting in like 7 minutes. So I'm trying to find the Square Enix
D3, did they let us out of the
page
treehouse
right now.
to
We're going to go ahead and
play these games?
let
So we're
this
gonna
play
hop
for a
right
second while I
into
figure
Star
this out.
Fox Zero for you guys and do some. We're gonna fire up the R-wing and take it for a
Absolutely,
test
straight
flight.
in the Corneria, which is you know, a favorite of a lot of Star Fox veterans out there.
This is so cool. I've seen this game. It just brings back a lot of really good memories for me about spending way too much time really late at night playing Star Fox.
I know, you can just see this like cinematic opening. It's so good.
All right.
Okay,
So as
yeah,
we're getting
they're
started
already
here, we probably
they're
should
already
talk a little bit
live
about how this game
at
fits
the
into
Square
the
Enix one, but it's the
Star
setup
Fox
stuff. So I'm going to leave it on Star
series,
Fox for
which
just a
we're
minute, and then we're going to switch over to
digital
Square Enix.
event.
Okay, guys?
Right. This Star Fox is kind of a reimagining of the original or Star Fox 64.
It's
as far as it's not a prequel, it's not a sequel. It's just kind of it exists alongside that of Star Fox.
Yeah, I like it as a reimagining because it's going to be a whole new story, but there's a lot here that's really familiar, and then a lot of new stuff that.
I think you guys are.
Really
I'm
excited that we
using the
get to actually
gamepad.
talk
We're going to
about.
notice a lot of this split screen gameplay, and I was using it there to check in with my teammates. And people are going to, the voices are going to sound a little familiar. That's because we brought back a lot of the original voice actors, not just from the original, but from Star Fox 64 3D.
Yeah.
So
That's kinda cool,
But again,
bringing
this is
back
a
the
brand new
voice
Star Fox game,
actors.
so those voices are going to have a new life, which is
That's
gonna be
kinda
really
cool.
exciting.
And
like
for some
that.
of those
All right,
lines, you
let's
know,
go.
the classic barrel roll lines, you got to keep those in to, keep the fans happy. But there's also a lot of really cool new lines that
I like to shoot Falco right off the
for
start,
this.
give him a little friendly fire there. Wake him up.
All right, so Morgan
Nice.
here is kind of aiming around.
Forgive
the
me for
screen,
gushing,
checking
but
these
this
enemies
looks
out.
gorgeous.
On his game-
I mean, I'm
on
not
the
usually
Wii
much of a
gamepad,
graphics
he
guy,
actually
but
sees
this
the
reminds me of
cockpit
Star Fox
view,
Assault in a
whereas
good
on the
way.
TV screen,
Yeah.
he's seeing kind of like the overview. So you can either use the TV to aim or
Whoa,
use
buddy.
the gamepad to aim.
And you can see right away we've got
Whoa.
some stuff that we've never seen before. Like some sort of giant saw blades. Boom.
Oh,
Geez.
careful.
You got to dodge that stuff, man.
I think Miyamoto-san will be very sad if we destroy the R-Wing on our first go out.
Not going to happen. It's totally not going to happen.
It's not a cheap piece of equipment, so.
Yeah, and it's really fun to
Yeah,
switch back and
I'm
forth
probably
between
gonna buy
the
this
TV
game.
screen and the gamepad screen here.
Of course,
And not only
I
that,
actually
the
liked Star
gamepad
Fox
gives you
Assault.
kind
The
of a
story was
plainer amount of control.
stupid,
Not only a finer
but the
amount, but
gameplay
a
was
wider
amazing. For
amount of
anybody who
control.
hasn't played Star
You can-
Fox
if you
Assault,
actually
if you
tilt it
find it
straight
on
up, you
sale,
can
it is
shoot
worth picking
straight
up just
up
for the
while you're
gameplay, in
flying
my
forward.
opinion.
It's really cool. We're going to see some of that later when we get into the all-range section. And, people are going to, I think immediately you're going to feel sort of, this, we're going to see a lot of Star Fox Zero gameplay here on Treehouse Live, and I think people are going to be excited by things that are very familiar to them, like this opening section. It's sort of, it's not really on rails, but it's
If they
it's
have
a classic
online
sort
co-op
of
for this,
flying.
this has
We're gonna see some
shifted
all-range
from I'm
sections,
probably
and
going to
then
buy
we're
it
gonna
to
see some other stuff
I'm
too
going to
that I
buy
think
it
is
day
gonna be
one because me and
really
Pax will
exciting.
play the crap out of that.
And I'm really glad that during
The mere fact that
event,
there's co-op
we
in the
got to hear
campaign mode, by the
Miyamoto-san
way,
talk about the inspiration
that's
for a lot of the
awesome.
design
For those of you
here,
who are not
because
aware, that's basically a brand
now
new
having
thing.
heard about the
Star Fox
archways
64 and the
and
likes
the
just
shrine
had that
inspiration,
multiplayer,
it's really
offensive
interesting
arena
seeing the
mode.
stage again and-
Actually
and
being able
seeing
to
it
play
through his
together
eyes.
co-op
Yeah, that's
throughout Star
something
Fox,
that, obviously,
that is
with
awesome.
playing past Star Fox games, you do a lot of, you fly under stuff and through stuff. But I've
One
never
last
really
thing. I'm going to
thought
shut
of
off
it,
the recording here for the YouTube
watch
side,
out.
but one last thing I want to say about
That guy's
Nintendo's
wasting his
PlayStation
whole
this year.
robot life
I
to
like
throw
how
that
they
beam
committed
at
to
me.
only
Love
showing
that
off
guy.
games that are coming off
That's
soon.
only
You notice that?
programming.
2015 and early 2016, and they made a point of
Was that one
that.
of the
There's
German
lots of
robots?
stuff happening, later that they're still working on, but they
Like
made a
you guys
point
do.
of
I'm just
not
taking out
actually
some trees,
showcasing
too,
or any of
As long
that.
as I'm here, why not?
I like that. That's a good idea, and it's something that some of the other
You guys can see my
companies
hits counting up there.
have
It's,
not been doing this
it's
week.
It's that classic Star Fox.
So,
I'm racking up hits as I take down enemies. I'm getting more of those.
Just a good
combos,
marketing
So
decision in my opinion there, and something that I approve of.
At a time, you're
I
getting
really like how
more
you can
hits than you
aim
would if
like
you took 'em out
in a
individually.
cone around you. You can
another
see
one
how
of
it's
those.
happening. Like occasionally
And
the
I'm not
shots
gonna
will just
say
be
Pioneer
like
by
that
any
right there.
score,
That's
but it's
actually
gonna
pretty
make you
cool.
feel real good.
You never know.
Yeah, exactly,
And those
12 Maniac.
rings,
That's
those
exactly
rings
my
are good.
point. It's like, here's a game that'll be coming out in 70 years.
Yeah, I think
All right, I want to get a little bit of free time, so I'm going to cut this off
quite a bit between when
for
I'm
the
looking at
Nintendo thing, and we're
TV or
going to switch
looking
over
at
to
the gamepad,
Square.
and we've got that picture-in-picture, which is nice. Obviously,